Welcome back to week 4 of our weekly analysis of The Artist's Way. I can't believe it is already week 4. We are already a third of a way there out of the 12 weeks. And so it's moving very fast, but if you're watching these videos week by week, it should be very digestible. So make sure that you're watching it week by week. So let's dive into week 4, recovering a sense of integrity. Week 4 is really about honesty and being truthful with yourself so that you can be on the path of alignment and you can really discover who you truly are underneath all of the noise, the distractions, and all of the old illusions. This is your chance to really rewrite who you really know yourself to be. In this chapter, we are going to emphasize the importance of morning pages, your identity, realignment, and understanding the importance of writing so that you can find your true inner self. Number 1, the morning pages. Dun, dun, dun. If you've been keeping up with the daily morning pages, your daily homework, and your weekly homework of artist dates, you should be at the point where it starts to transform from simple journaling to really becoming a mirror that really reflects who you truly are underneath all of those thoughts. This is why every week I have been stressing the importance of morning pages and artist date, because as much as they may seem very small and very insignificant on a weekly and daily basis, over time they compound into becoming a deeper truth about who you are and your inner creative, because they are really showing us ourselves and really showing us the truth of what we are constantly thinking about, our worries, our doubts. All these things are coming to the surface, and if you've been doing the artist date and the morning pages, then these things should be coming full throttle at this point. If you've been doing the morning pages consistently, they might get to a point where they start to become kind of uncomfortable, and you may see yourself doing them less and less. The author states that when discomfort arises from the clarity that the morning pages bring, that is when we typically stop writing, because we are trying to avoid the very uncomfortable truths that come with the morning pages. We start to tell ourselves that we are okay and that we are fine, even though we know that we are not fine. And this is when we start to really ignore or avoid the morning pages, because we do not want to confront the emotions of resentment, anger, doubt. So any uncomfortable emotion that comes to the surface may cause you to want to avoid them at all costs. This is why there starts to be a decline in the morning pages at this point. But this is when we reach the optimal clarity, and this is when we need to see it through. The morning pages do not let you hide. They force you to face yourself and bring everything to the surface. They force us to be honest with ourselves, and they bring out emotions that we usually bury. They bring those emotions to the light. But it is our duty and our job not to run away, but to really dive into those things so that we can give ourselves answers and lead to more clarification. If we continue to leave these emotions left unsaid and unacknowledged, they are going to shape our lives in ways that are unauthentic to ourselves, because we are not being honest and true to our inner selves. And that is why the morning pages are so important. Think of them as a spiritual chiropractor. Think of them as a tool of realignment that bring you back to your values and allow you to realign yourself with your inner truth. So you really need to start thinking of them as a tool of realignment to really bring your values and your inner truths to the surface, and so that you can be in your most authentic creative form. Number 2, identity. The reason why the morning pages and the artist dates are so important are because they allow you to really rediscover your identity and what you have been running away from or burying underneath the surface. Your artist dates and morning pages are activities or forms of writing that allow you to see the inner you. This is especially why the morning pages give so much clarity, because the form and act of writing allows your brain to declutter itself. Writing daily, especially if you have been consistent with your morning pages, the act of writing daily forces you to see the truth of your daily life. Things that you may have overlooked, or things that may have been overshadowed because you really have never given focus to it. This is why the morning pages show you what is truly going on. At this point, after 4 weeks, the morning pages are going to give you the clarity that maybe you've outgrown your friends, or I'm actually very miserable at this job, or maybe this relationship really isn't working. The morning pages, when you're seeing these things in writing form, in physical form, it allows you to see things in a completely new lens. And this gives you the clarity to really restructure your identity and who you know yourself to be. These insights can be very painful because they reveal things that are very uncomfortable, but they are very necessary to catapult you into change and rewriting and restructuring who you are completely. An important thing to realize is that when we start to get more clarity, discomfort will quickly follow. But you have to understand, this is a part of the process. Do not run away from it, and do not try to revert back to your comfort zone and really go back to the illusions that made you feel comfortable. The author introduces this concept of Kriya or Kriya. Not really sure of the pronunciation, but I'm going to put it on the screen. It's basically this moment of spiritual seizure or mental clarity that comes right before a breakthrough. This is the breakdown before the breakthrough. These are the moments that really shake your system up because they feel so uncomfortable, they feel so unfamiliar, they feel so unknown. But this is the moments needed for you to transform and really shift into your new identity. Do not run away from these changes. You need to embrace them. This allows you to really evolve into your next form. Number 3, loss and realignment. When clarity grows and we start to see things more clearly, we are shedding a new skin. We are becoming a new version of ourselves, and we are letting go of very old ways of thinking and things that do not align with us any longer. For those of you that don't know, 2025 is the year of snake. Shout out to Kyoto. But 2025 is the year of snake, and so this is why it is even more important to really embrace this stage, because 2025 as a whole is about shedding your old ways of thinking, your old ways of doing things, your old ways of living your life. It is a complete removal of the old ways of thinking and the old ways of doing everything. This is the year of snake. We are letting go of everything and really changing and transforming into a completely brand new version of ourselves. We have got to let go. When we are on this journey of creative realignment and on this artistic journey of becoming this completely new version of ourselves, there are going to be things and people and places that do not align with this new version of ourselves. And we have to be okay with that. We cannot run away from those things. When things like people or jobs or homes or apartments start to feel old and like you do not belong there anymore, that is how you know it is working. This is time for change. This is time for you to become a new version of yourself. It may be uncomfortable, it may be unfamiliar, and it may be very icky, but you have to embrace it. This is metamorphosis. This is change. This is transformation. And when you finally embrace that, that is when you will finally be able to complete your final form. If you find yourself trying to cling on for dear life to things that are no longer aligned with you, you need to do some deep work to figure out, why do you want to hold on so badly? What are you so afraid of? What are you so scared of losing? Are you scared of becoming this new version of yourself? Are you afraid that things may not work out the way that you anticipated? These are the questions that you need to ask when you see that there is friction between letting go and holding on. If there is friction between the two, you need to start asking questions on why that is. This journey forces you to let go of things that are no longer aligning with you. You have to let go. Right now, you are in the space of limbo. Your old life is falling apart, but your new one has not yet begun. And so you might be in this phase of confusion and wanting to turn back around to your comfort zone. But you have to keep looking forward and understanding that this stage is not forever and you are simply transforming. This stage is absolutely necessary because this means that the healing is working. And this means that you are aligning yourself with your most authentic and true self. You are dissolving the old illusions so that you can be your authentic self. The author reminds us to keep walking on this path, even when we may feel lost or directionless, because even though this path may feel very uncomfortable, it is divinely guided. Allow yourself to be free by stepping into your faith, not only in yourself, but in your purpose. Fully embrace that and allow yourself to be in it. Fully allow yourself to really pour into this version of yourself. It may be uncomfortable, but it is necessary to really align with your truest purpose. The more that you write and the more that you create, the clearer your reflection becomes. The blur between who you are and who you pretend to be is going to slowly fade away. And this is when you start to really see yourself for who you truly are, what you like, what you don't like, your fears, your shames, what makes you happy, what makes you sad, angry, guilty. All these things are going to be more apparent to you as you are on this artistic journey. Basically, in this process, you are wiping the windows of your soul and giving yourself to really clean yourself and your mental state from the inside in, inside out. You are really allowing yourself to really see things more clearly and really allowing yourself to clean yourself and clean your mind and your soul from within. In this journey, you may rediscover your old hobbies, your old interests, your old quirks. In this journey, you may rediscover old hobbies or old things that you used to enjoy that you may have forgotten about. But these are all ways that you are going to rediscover your individuality, and not in a way of rebellion, but in an act of raw, authentic truth. The author describes it as the snowflake pattern of the soul, which is basically the unique design of your inner self and who you were before the world and society told you who to be. This journey is going to allow you to unpack who you really are. And this brings us into our last topic, the importance of writing, and some exercises that you could do this week to really test your skills and really give yourself permission to really unpack. The author describes writing itself as a sacred bridge and seeing it as a direct line between you and the creator. Each page that you fill is an act of faith, an opening to the inner door of divine guidance. So every time that your hand moves, something greater is moving through it. And this is why, daily affirmations have been continuously encouraged throughout the chapters, because they are basically a contract between you and God. Basically saying things like, I embrace this new identity. I am open and willing to the blessings that you will allow me to have. All these things that you continue to tell yourself just reinforce and really cement the transformation. It's an agreement between you and your higher self, and telling yourself, this is who I will become, and this is what I'll be doing today so that I will be who I need to be. So I'm gonna give you some activities and tasks to do this week so that you can really tap into your inner self. In this week's tasks and written homework, the author is really allowing you to dig deeper into your old ways so that you can bring your true self to the surface. And so the author describes it as creative archaeology. So for this week, you are going to list out 5 hobbies that sound fun, 5 classes that sound fun, 5 things that you would never do but secretly want to, 5 skills you'd love to have, and 5 things you used to love doing. And lastly, 5 silly things you'd like to try once. And one of the things that she spoke about is speed. Speed kills the censor. I don't know if you remember from week 1, the censor, that inner critic that tells you, very negative inner beliefs. You have to quiet that down. And in order to do so, you have to do things with speed and efficiency. So when you're doing these tasks, don't overthink it. Don't do too much. Don't, hope to write down the right answer. There is no right answer. Allow yourself to be free and allow yourself to be in a flow state of mind. So the tasks of this week really allow you to really reconnect with happiness and joy and curiosity and things that you may have forgotten about. Really take the time to do these things because they are important. These pillars are the fuel needed for you to be in your full creative purpose. And that wraps up week 4, recovering a sense of identity. This week was really showing you how important integrity is, because integrity means alignment. Being true to yourself and being authentic to who you are is going to allow you to be in your most powerful, creative self. It can be very messy and very emotional, but this process can be very liberating. It is not comfortable, but it is very, very necessary. When you clear up space internally and mentally, this allows clarity and realignment to rush in with the quickness. So as you continue to write and you continue to create, you're going to realign yourself with who you were always meant to be. Don't be afraid. It is okay. This is all a part of the journey. So if you're at this point where the morning pages and the artist dates are becoming uncomfortable, this is a great thing, because this means that it's working. The healing process is working. And so I know things may seem like they're falling apart, but they are simply falling into alignment. You are okay. So keep going, keep writing, keep creating. Please do not give up. This is the point of no return. We have 8 weeks left. And if you have made it this far, you are already doing amazing, and you might as well just finish out the rest of the 12 weeks. So join back next week, week 5, recovering a sense of possibility. I'm really excited about next week because I really don't know what that one's about, but I am very excited. So join me back next week so that we can go over week 5. Can we get a little commotion for the nails, actually? Sorry, I just love them. And the hair. Check out my next video to get the details on the hair and the nails. As always, I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.